Port of Kalama.
Seize the lease!
Port of Kalama.
Seize the lease!
Port of Kalama.
Seize the lease!
Yeah.
Look in the horizon, somehow I'm wise once again. I can't ascend my foot, wise when I know I know nothing, know the skies again.
My name is Jasmine Zimmer-Stuckey. I'm the senior organizer with Columbia Riverkeeper. And so we're here today because we're here in Kalama because a company backed by the Chinese government called Northwest Innovation Works wants to build the world's largest methanol refinery right here in Kalama. They originally had plans to build a methanol refinery in Tacoma, but after citizens and elected officials started asking questions about the water use, the electricity use, the safety of the project, Northwest Innovation Works, instead of answering those questions, actually left town and doubled down with their project here in Kalama, trying to bring the safety risks, the climate risks, and the health risks of a methanol refinery to this small town on the Columbia River.
Face is a mess, stored in the stress, is bruising within, poke marks on her skin. I hear her cries, but I disregard him. I do.
Hi there, I'm Cynthia Swenson. I live just up the hill right here in Kalama, and I'm very pleased to see so many caring people concerned about the environment and the people in Kalama. It's a great thing that they're getting together to learn more and to get what's best for this town, and what's best is safe, clean environment and jobs, not that are going to hurt people anywhere, but good jobs that would help the environment, not put more pollutants in the air. So we're hopeful that people that have power will listen.
We are all here to stop this methanol refinery. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone for wearing red. In a moment we're going to be marching over to the port just in time for a port meeting. The port has until October 9th to get out of their lease with Northwest Innovation Works. That would essentially stop the project. If this project goes through, they are going to take natural gas, cracked natural gas from Canada, bring it over here to Kalama, refine it to methanol, ship it to China to possibly make plastics or possibly burn as fuel, thus contributing to climate change, having a high risk of explosion, and all the other things that you're going to hear from other speakers about this project.
In the horizon, somehow I'm wise once again.
The fact that the world is moving in a different direction, one that steers away from fossil fuel-based industries, the methanol plant is behind the times. Even when there is no major disaster, accidents happen. Pipes erode, ships run on rocks. Also, plants like these are known to pollute. They pollute the air, the ground, and our water. Corporations like Northwest Innovative Works try to get away with the bare minimum of safety regulations, and they will be using valuable resources like water from the Columbia. And when water is returned to the river, it will be slightly warmer and traces of chemicals in it. Plus, there's a significant release of chemicals in the air during the production of methanol at the site of the plant. These neurotoxins, causing cancer over time, have an effect on people with asthma. Children take in more chemicals because of the size of their bodies, making them more susceptible to becoming seriously ill. In order to make methanol, natural gas needs to be shipped into the plant. Therefore, a pipeline needs to be built specifically for the Northwest Innovative Works that will go right through areas known for mudslides, a graveyard, and people's properties. 3 weeks ago, a natural gas pipe exploded in New Mexico, and 10 campers died. Accidents with pipes happen regularly, besides natural gas is obtained from Canada through fracking. People are trying to make an alternative to plastics. Some companies make plastic wrap from milk that you can use as, well, plastic wrap. But you can eat it when you're done with it and throw it away in the compost bin. Other companies try to make plastics from waste products like foods, and they can break down in the water. The methanol plant will hurt our environment. Our generation and the generation after it are greatly affected by global warming already. And the methanol plant will only add insult to our world.
Thank you.
Look in the horizon, somehow I'm wise once again.
Hi, my name is Dylan and I am 7 years old, so my generation is the future. Building a methanol plant in my hometown, Kalama, doesn't make any sense to me. My generation is learning that we need to stop using fossil fuels and that many places around the world are now banning fracking. I really don't understand why Kalama thinks a giant methanol plant is the future when the whole wide world can see that fossil fuels are the past. Grown-ups today know that they have to take action to save the environment for kids like me so we can have clean air, soil, and water, and a climate that's good for humans and our food. You know that that fossil fuels are not clean green energy. Everyone in my second grade class knows it, so you surely must too. I really don't understand why you want to put a giant methanol plant in my backyard. That's not a good thing for me or anyone else to grow up next to. Please think about the future. Don't chain our town to the destructive fossil fuel past. Thank you.
My name is Susan Powell. I am a member of the Grote family that has been in business for over 50 years. My dad is 79 and he still drives truck, and he drove today. His main mission was to provide jobs to support families. If the methanol plant is built, the pipeline to supply the plant will go through the middle of Kalama Quarry. Kalama Quarry not only provides jobs for families, but also promotes other businesses here locally in Washington State. The methanol plant is being strictly built for China and only China to make toxic plastic. They will use up our natural resources and spoil our land. Meanwhile, the pipeline would take local jobs away and we would still have to pay taxes on unusable land. The Port of Kalama is hearing from us, but they need to hear from you too. We're a family-owned business that has provided jobs in this county for half a century. The port doesn't see that. What do they see? Exporting our natural resources, building pipelines through our property, and putting our region and our river at risk to make a company owned by the Chinese government rich. When you testify today at the port meeting, remind them that jobs will be lost if this project were built. Thank you.
My name is Mike Reuter. I live here in Kalama for the last 10 years. I have 58 reasons for this plant to not to be here. And I'm just going to give you a couple of them because I don't have time for all of them. The first one is in Tacoma, they said that the electricity rates and the gas rates will not go up. Actually, the Godly said that the electricity rates will not go up. They did not make any such claim here. So who's going to say when all this ferocious appetite for this plant is not going to take, our gas bills and electricity bills and make them astronomically higher? That's first of all. Okay. Second of all, somebody said to me, this is a really good point. What's in it for Kalama? They say that there's jobs and income for the people here, but the problem is that the income for the taxes will be out of the city limits. So this will not go towards the city. It will go to the Cowlitz County and will go to the state, but we'll get a small portion of this to pay for the schools, pay for the infrastructure for this plant. And the jobs, 180 jobs, but if you think of it, it will not fit the Kalama demographics. They're going to have to pull people from other towns, other cities. You have 3.8 million gallons of water being evaporated over our town. Can you picture that plume mixed with the chemicals making acid rain every single day?
Hello, my name is Bill Spencer. I'm a cemetery, Cowles County Cemetery District 6 Commissioner. We've been involved in the fight from the very beginning. Williams Pipeline. Williams Pipeline is a supplier to Northwest Innovation Works for their methanol plant. We've been approached by Williams several times and declined their offers, and they've recently taken us to court to put their pipeline through cemetery-owned property. Don't get me wrong, it's not going through grave sites, it's through an adjacent property that we acquired a few years ago because we want to be able to expand our cemetery grounds, because where else can you grow this earth other than purchase your neighbor's property that's available? You know, the hard thing today is to understand what effects this methanol plant will have on our lives. And what I wanted to do was read a statement that I plan to read tonight to the Port of Kalama. And believe me, it's been a difficult task when you're an elected official for the cemetery district to be able to represent one side or the other side of the elements of this issue. I think we all believe we need economic growth. We all need jobs, but we have to have the right jobs and the right thing. Cowles County Cemetery District 6 Commissioners all signed this last night at our meeting. So I want you to know this is supported by the district as a whole. This is going to be given to the Port of Kalama. Cowles County District 6 Commissioners were elected by the voters of our community to protect and preserve our shared public cemeteries. Many of you live in our district, and we're proud to represent you. We're not elected to facilitate a pipeline through taxpayer-owned property or represent the interests of Northwest Innovation Works. Here's what's happening to your publicly owned Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Northwest Innovation Works has proposed to build a methanol plant at the Port of Kalama. They will need a natural gas supply and have asked Williams to build this pipeline. It's a 24-inch gas pipeline to supply the methanol in order to ship methanol to China. In essence, we're allowing a China-owned company the eminent domain rights to put a pipeline through the cemetery, and that is wrong. They chose the pipeline route cutting through Mount Pleasant Cemetery property that we've set aside, that we acquired as a cemetery for columbarium and other expansions. Columbarium is critical to Mount Pleasant because the families want to be near their loved ones, both in life and in death. We understand the importance of this, and many of the graves date back to the 1800s. If you guys have never been up to Mount Pleasant Cemetery, you ought to have a look. It is really cool. There's a lot of old grave sites and monuments, and it's well kept. The cemetery has expensed taxpayers' money to acquire the adjacent property for future use, and we wish to protect our ability for this property. We believe it's our right to represent the taxpayers within our district and keep this property for the cemetery, not to give it up for a methanol plant. The construction of a natural gas pipeline at Mount Pleasant could prevent families from visiting their loved ones during this construction time. It could also prevent individuals from making their own burial plans because if a pipeline is being built. It'll be hard to work around that. A federal agency known as FERC, Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, has issued an approval for the pipeline to go through without our permission. They're also using the courts to take private property, not just our property, but also our neighbor's property, to plow that pipeline in. We're fighting the fight, and so far we've prevailed. While they've gotten the survey rights, they have not had the ability to lay the pipeline yet. We have found grounds to where we're fighting it and delaying them, and we absolutely hope we can delay it enough that it would cause the investors of the methanol plant to back away. We've appealed the pipeline's approval because we believe that we, as elected officials, are acting in the public good. We believe that providing a secure future for Mount Pleasant Cemetery is in the best interest of the public. We've purchased the property with taxpayer dollars, and we believe in making future ability for other loved ones to be buried there. We appreciate the support we've received from all of you, especially the Columbia River Keepers. Thank you, Columbia River Keepers. You know, it's a two-way street. If we can stop the pipeline, we can stop the methanol plant. If we can stop the methanol plant, we can stop the pipeline. But I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support. It is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. So in just a few minutes, we're going to start marching over. But before we do, I wanted to go over some logistics with you all. So we all agree that we need to shut this thing down for the sake of our health, for the sake of our environment, for the sake of future generations, past generations in the cemetery, for the sake of having a safe community here in Kalama. Port of Kalama.
Cease the lease.
Port of Kalama.
Cease the lease.
Port of Kalama.
Cease the lease.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Methanol has got to go.
Hey, ho, ho.
My name is Linda Forrest, and I live on Mount Pleasant, and I'm part of the core group that's been calling you and door knocking and holding meetings and just trying our darndest to get the word out. Am I speaking loud enough or too loud? Okay? Okay. I'm also a member of LCSC, which is based in Longview. This group is Landowners and Citizens for a Safe Community, and they are here in abundance today, and I thank them. Woohoo! They've been working very hard for probably 6 years now, fighting the coal terminal over there. So the Millennium Coal Terminal, which you may or may not have heard about, but it's an ongoing thing. We're still fighting it. So I will get started now. In closing our rally, I would like to thank the amazing speakers who have preceded me. They have informed and inspired all of us. I would also like to give a big shout out to each and every one of you for coming to this rally and choosing to be the difference in this fight. By each of you not standing idly by while the Port of Kalama Commissioners, Northwest Innovation Works, and China try to dictate our future. You will stop China from ruining our country the way they have ruined theirs. I know this will not be easy, but don't ever forget, Tacoma beat back the threat we are now facing. They did it through perseverance and solidarity. They did, and they were just like us. Mothers and fathers, grandmothers and fathers, teenagers, children, from all walks of life, just like everyone here today. So on behalf of future generations who will someday call this beautiful community and state home, I ask you to quickly walk, drive, or shuttle over to the Port Commissioners meeting at 5:30 this evening. I want you to look those commissioners in the eye as you defend your community, your county, your state, and your world. I urge all of you to be someone's hero tonight and always. You could be your child's or grandchild's hero, or your mother's or father's hero, a friend, or even a stranger's hero. Be that difference for them, because we cannot let this methanol refinery ruin our or their lives. Fight for what is yours. You have the right to a clean, safe, healthy future. Demand it. Thank you.